Based in Mexico, The Road to El Dorado was an animated movie about the lost kingdom of gold. The year was 1519 when two men, Miguel and Tulio, won a map to the legendary city, El Dorado. They were first caught and imprisoned while at sea and were condemned to slavery in Cuba, but later broke free and stole a boat which later led the two boys to the lost kingdom. In this particular episode, we shall write a script pertaining all the characters and how they lived and how their personalities were. We shall then discuss each and every voice actor behind their amazing talent, where they are, and how old they actually are in 2024. Let's begin with a lady named Chel, who was a young and beautiful indigenous woman of Colombian roots. Her eyes were brown, just like her skin, and also had long, beautiful black hair. She had thick thighs and pink lips, and her waist was so perfectly small, just like her height. Chel was cunning and clever, just like a fox. She was wise too, as she discovered that Tulio and Miguel were not gods as others thought. We also saw that she was good with children in her village, as we saw her conversations and play dates with them. She was also brave and adventurous, as she wanted to live her village and get an adventure to the outside world. Chel knew that she was beautiful, and always wiggled her hips a lot to get some attention, especially from Tulio, who she liked a lot. This perfection of a woman was voiced by another beautiful lady, Rosie Perez, who is an American actress. Rosie started her career at an early age, but her breakthrough came at the age of 24, when she played the role of Tina in the movie, Do the Right Thing. She then went and did a role in Fearless, which earned her a nomination for the Academy Award for the Best Young Actor. She was born in 1964 in New York and studied in Los Angeles City College. She was actually a dancer before being an actor and has been multitasking on the two careers ever since. Tulio was a Spaniard who traveled to the lost city of El Dorado for the promise of riches and gold. Tulio was tall and slender and had blue eyes and a wavy black set of hair. He was so strategic and logical and was initially so interested in wealth and fame than adventure. He was, however, a good-hearted guy and was willing enough to give up his gold in order to protect the good people of El Dorado from the army that came to conquer the city. In desperate times, Tulio was always the one who came up with clever plans, as he was a quick thinker. He was the lad who Chel had feelings for. Tulio was voiced by Kline, who is an American actor and voice actor. Mr. Kevin has been in the film industry for over 50 years and has done more than 100 roles in animations and movies. Being married since 1989, he has been able to master the art of multitasking as a family man and also as a full-time actor. Kline has been blessed with 2 children and is currently 76 years old today. Miguel was the best friend of Tulio and was also a Spaniard who wanted to acquire riches in El Dorado, just like Tulio. He was one with a strong sense of justice and was also an empathetic man, as seen when he was trying to save the El Dorado citizens from the army. He was actually born in the year 1482 and was a fun-loving guy, unlike Tulio. He was blonde and had that Van Dyke type of beard. Other than the promises of gold, Miguel wanted to go to El Dorado to explore the city itself. He was also the one who did most of the heavy work after Tulio came up with all the ideas. His personality was that of a sensitive and playful boy who enjoyed entertaining and caring for others. Miguel was voiced by Kenneth Branagh, who is a British actor and filmmaker. He has been active in big screens since the early years of 1981 and has done filmography ever since. Married in 2003, Kenneth has settled in life and is 63 years old today. There was a beast of a man named Hernan Cortez, who was a Spanish explorer and was one of the main antagonists of the movie. He was kind of a captain of the ship which Tulio and Miguel escaped from and had spent days looking for them and tracing their movements. He was a cold-hearted man who had no problem punishing people for small mistakes. He was also a no-nonsense man who did not laugh at any point and was always feared by everyone. He always sold his captives as slaves, and that was the main reason why he was searching for the 2 Spaniards. This monster was voiced by the iconic Jim Cummings, who is an American voice actor and podcaster. Jim started doing roles in the early 1980s and has appeared in almost 400 roles. He is mostly known as Winnie the Pooh and has won very many awards in that role. Blessed with 4 amazing children, This legend is currently 71 years old today. Let's meet a thug who lived in the streets of Spain. Zaragoza was first seen gambling with Tulio and Miguel and lost almost everything to the pair. He was an angry man who did not like losing and was the man responsible for giving Tulio and Miguel the map to El Dorado. This man was voiced by the legendary Tobin Bell, who is an American actor. He is best known for scaring the crap out of us in the Saw franchise. He has done so many television shows and films since the 1970s. Born in New York, Tobin studied in Boston University and later became a full-time acting machine. Tobin Bell has aged gracefully and is currently 82 years old. The acolyte was a servant of a priest known as Tzekel-Kan, who we shall meet later in the show, and was a dumb man who never had directions unless he was told what to do by the priest. He was just a minor character in the show, who was later offered as a sacrifice to the jaguar statue. This unlucky fellow was voiced by Duncan Marjoribanks, who is a Canadian animator and character designer at the Walt Disney Animation Studios. He has worked on many Disney movies such as The Little Mermaid, Aladdin, and the 1990s The Rescuers Down Under. He has been responsible for almost all of our childhood and is currently 70 years old today. Now let's meet Tzekel-Kan, who was the main villain in this movie and was a power-hungry and sadistic priest who always wanted to appease the gods with unnecessary sacrifices. He was actually responsible for the acolyte's death and was really psychotic. He was also very weird, as was seen when he played with spiders in his spare time. Even so, he was actually a dignified gentleman and was always well-mannered in terms of his character. He was so fierce, like when he unleashed the monstrous jaguar to fight and destroy Tulio and Miguel. We saw him last when Hernan Cortez took him away, most probably to be imprisoned or sold as a slave. This antagonist was voiced by Armand Assante, who is an American actor. He is a well-known actor, but is best known for his role as the mobster John Gotti in the 1996 film called Gotti. Armand Assante is currently 74 years old today. Altivo was initially a war horse, who was later owned by Hernan Cortez. He was a magnificent stallion, and a well-distinguished one at that. He was fast, could run long distances, and his stamina was unmatched. He later left Hernan Cortez to join Tulio and Miguel. Altivo was voiced by the man, the myth, Franklin Wendell Welker, who is an American actor and voice actor. Starting his career in the early 1960s, Frank has over 900 credit scores in films, shows, and video games, making him one of the most prolific voice actors in history. He has worked full-time in the filming industry and is currently 78 years old today. Finally, we have Chief Tanabok, who was a nice chief to the people of El Dorado. He was heavy in terms of weight, but we never saw him eat in the whole show. His personality traits included kind, caring, understanding, loving, sweet, gentle, and a really wise leader. He was everything a woman could ever want in a man. He was also an arch nemesis of Tzekel-Kan, whom both never got to understand or tolerate each other. Even after the battle that happened in the kingdom, he still remained as the leader after the show. This utopian chief was voiced by Sir Edward James Olmos, who is an American actor. He is a dual citizen of both Mexico and the USA, and has made his name known with roles such as Lieutenant Marty in Miami Vice, and also as William Adama in the iconic Battlestar Galactica. Born in Los Angeles in 1947, it is safe to say that James Olmos is 77 years young today. Thanks for watching. Adios.